Hey everyone, and welcome to Find Your Flow. I am Natalie, and today we have a practice on the ground. So we'll be spending some time on our backs and also on all fours. Grab whatever support you need, some padding perhaps for under the knees. And if you have a yoga strap or a belt, towel, tie, whatever, then that might be handy as well. So hop onto your mat and I will meet you on the ground. Welcome everyone. So of course, as promised, coming on down to the ground. We are going to start by lying on the earth and bringing the soles of our feet nice and wide on the mat. So our knees can fall in towards each other. Our thighs are internally rotating towards the center. And taking your hands onto a space on your body that feels comfortable. So I'll give you free rein here. It might be the stomach. The fingers might spread wide like butterfly wings on the ribs, on the heart, one hand stomach. Honestly, do what feels good for you. And coming to settle into our practice and simply breathe. Don't do anything else. Don't worry about anything else. You have taken this time to practice with me on this video, and I thank you for that. Thank yourself for that too. So just inhaling and exhaling naturally, letting the breath come and go. Notice instantly as you've brought some stillness to the body where the mind might be drifting to, and if it's jumped off the mat onto anything else in the past or the future, can we just be aware of this? We don't need to tell ourselves off, but tap into something that can bring us back to this present moment. It might be the sound of our breath. It might be us feeling the hard surface beneath us, or soft surface, the cold, the warmth. Listening into what we can hear right now. Anything at all. Tap into your senses. And whenever you're ready, inhaling through the nose, exhale, open the mouth, softly sigh your breath out. Twice more. Nice. We can keep the eyes closed or flutter them open here as we take the knees further away from one another, but keep the feet wide as we roll the right thigh out and the left thigh in. And then over to the other side, left thigh rolls out, right thigh rolls in like the windscreen wipers of a car. 2 more times from each side, keeping everything soft and easy. Then make your way back to center and hug the knees in towards the chest. Take the hands onto the shins and then curl the forehead up towards the knees. And if our knees do feel quite compressed here, can we take them a little bit wider, more towards the armpit space? Taking a lovely breath in. And exhaling to release, but keep the right knee hugging in as we send the left leg, either the foot to the floor or leg completely out long. And really bring the knee in towards the armpit now. And softening, right hand onto the knee, taking our left hand just down by our side as we start to find circles one direction. Really use the hand as a guide. Keeping our pelvis on the earth, nice and level, spine long. Send your circle in the opposite direction. And then float your way back to center. Reach the right heel towards the sky. Really kick it up. And keep a bend in the knee. It can be a soft bend or a generous bend. So know where you are. And if you have a yoga strap today, you might like to use this. You can also use a belt, folded towel, a tie, anything at all. Bring it around the center of the foot. If we don't have our strap then, no worries. Just bring the hand to the hamstring or the calf, wherever it is. Mindful that we aren't rolling our lower back and glutes off our mat. Keeping the shoulders nice and soft. And the arms soft, so we aren't muscling into this to bring our toes even closer to our face. Just really releasing. One more breath here. And exhaling, bending the knee back in towards the armpit, keeping the foot kicking towards the sky. So if we have our strap, we can take both sides into the right hand. If we have our hand, again, keeping the right hand wherever it falls. If we have the space, maybe to the outside of the right foot. And our left foot can be on the ground here if this is too much on the hip flexor. So notice where you are, listen to the space and find one more breath before releasing and just wiggling both legs on the ground. And come to hug the left leg up and in. Nice. Bringing the knee towards the armpit. Really lift it up as far as you can. And then taking the left hand to the knee, we'll find our circles. One direction and then the other. Nice. If you haven't already changed direction, and then bringing everything back, lengthening the left leg. Option to take your strap or simply have the hands on the leg, feeling comfortable wherever we are, keeping the left toes flexed towards the face. And notice how the space might feel different on one side to the other, and whatever we feel, know that it's great. We don't have to push into any sort of posture, so keep it as easy as we like to. Find one more breath before bending the knee back in towards the armpit, kicking the foot to the sky and taking hold of the left leg wherever the hand feels great. And in your half a happy baby pose, notice where the mind might be wandering to. Is it instantly jumping to the judgment mind? And if so, can we just take a step back from that? Remember that we are simply here on our mat with our breath in this space. So find one more breath. And then releasing both legs down and bringing the soles of the feet together, opening the knees out wide and bringing our lower back to the earth. So if we're arching off here, can we soften it down to the ground and take whatever support we want to underneath the outside of our thighs in our Supta Baddha Konasana. So reclined, bound, angle pose. Our spine stays long always. And then connecting to a little fire in our center and just working into our deep abdominal muscles. We'll start to reach our hands towards the sky, lengthen the arms, and then curl our head, neck and shoulders off the ground, reaching our hands forwards. And if we're crunching our neck one way or collapsing at the other, keeping it nice and long as an extension of the spine. Breathing in, breathing out. Then start to lightly pulse Reaching the fingers a bit further forward and coming back. Always keeping the shoulders off the ground as much as we can. Lower back stays rooted to the earth as we float the hands over to the left side. Nice, and through center and over to the right. Keep breathing. And make your way back to center. Find 3 more breaths. Smiling, lovely. And then releasing hands. Bring the knees back together. We hug everything in. We have a couple of options here. We can either roll onto our right side, use our palms to lift us into a seat, or take the hands to the hamstrings, chin towards the chest as we roll up and down the length of our spine. And taking a few rolls here if this feels good, before meeting everyone in a seat. If we have some support for underneath the hips, then lift up onto that, just to help find a little bit more space here. And coming into a comfortable seat of your choice. It might be cross-legged, it might be one foot in front of the other, or both legs out long. Just listen to what feels good and come to lengthen through our spine, soften the shoulders, and taking a breath in and out, arriving here, and floating the right hand down towards the ground and reaching the left hand towards the sky, and then folding all the way over, reaching it towards the right side of our mat as we breathe into our left side body. Keeping our hips rooted down onto the ground, we'll float back to center and over to the left. Nice. Left hand down, right hand reaches and then folds over to the left side. Keeping our heart space radiating towards the sky. One more breath here before releasing our way back to center. Left hand to the outer right thigh, right hand swims all the way behind, coming into a twist. So if we notice in our twist that we're collapsing into our back hand, can we lift either onto our fingertips to find length, or take some support from anything that we have near us with our at-home props as we lift a little higher, but keeping the shoulders away from the ears, really exploring this twist through our rib cage here and through our thoracic spine. Inhaling to reach a little taller. Exhale, maybe we twist a little more. Nice. On your next exhale, float your way back to center and take the right hand to the outer left thigh. We'll find our twist on the other side. Left hand swoops around, fingertips to the earth or lifting onto your support, and we're just waking up the spine here. Getting the blood flowing around the body. Nice. On your next exhale, come all the way back to center and send the arms out wide. Crossing the left arm over the top of the right, just come to hug yourself here. And then curl the chin towards the chest as we round forwards. On your next inhale, lift the heart towards the sky, gaze back. And release the arms. Reaching them out wide and then crossing the right arm over the left. Hug yourself like you love yourself. And then curl the chin towards the chest, round through, really finding flexion in the spine. On your next inhale, lift up into extension, heart forward, and gazing up slightly. And releasing, but take the arms back out wide. This time we'll cross the left arm over the right, really finding this crisscross here. And then bringing the backs of the hands or the palms towards each other, lifting our elbows, softening our shoulders into eagle arms. Now don't worry if the hands don't touch, it's just the intention of bringing them together. As we breathe into this space, we can find a little bit more of in our upper back and shoulder region. This is really great if you do spend a lot of time quite sedentary, maybe at a desk or writing a lot, driving. Just breathe here, Keep tall through the spine. One more breath. And then soften and release. Just roll the shoulders forwards and back first. And then reach the arms back out wide, crossing the right arm over the left. Finding our eagle arms on the other side. So really finding that crisscross, and then backs of the hands or palms towards each other. Elbows lift. Find a little bit more space between the shoulders and the ears. Nice. One more breath. Exhaling to release, and just roll the shoulders all the way around. Shrug them up to the ears and soften and back in both directions. Beautiful. Come back to your neutral spine. Take the gaze down towards the ground, chin towards the chest, and then roll it over to the right side. Moving nice and slowly, lift towards the sky and over to the left. Next time your chin is towards your chest, take it over to the left side. Gazing up and over to the right. Nice. Make your way back to center, gaze forwards, and then jump into a tabletop all fours. With the wrists beneath the shoulders and the knees beneath the hips. We're finding a sturdy tabletop pose. And then floating into cat-cow, sending our spine a little bit more love. We'll roll our tailbone down towards the ground, arch through our spine, and drop our gaze. Coming into our cat. Really arch that spine like a black Halloween cat. And then lifting the tailbone, rolling through each vertebra of our spine one by one. Gaze forwards, cow pose. Nice, keeping a micro bend in the elbows, rolling all the way back into your cat. Take your time, really feel how this feels. And then floating through cow pose. Keep pressing the palms into the earth to lift out of the shoulders. Nice, one more time. Beautiful. Make your way back to center into a neutral spine. Bump the hips to the left and gaze to the left side. Like you're trying to have a little peek of your booty or your ankle, and then float the hips to the right, gaze past the right. Coming all the way back to center, right leg behind, toes on the earth. Just start to rock forwards and back, opening through the feet and the wrists. Nice. And then coming back to center, and maybe if this is in our practice, we can reach the right leg off the ground and really send away through the heel. Even if we do this only for a second or two, notice that we aren't collapsing into this left side. Take the leg a little bit lower if we need to. And make sure it isn't too high so we aren't collapsing in the pelvis. And then we might like to stay here or start to reach the left hand forwards, reaching away through the fingertips and through the toes in two opposing directions. Finding one more breath wherever we are, and then releasing everything down tabletop. Just shake the hips around one way and the other way. And come to send the left leg out long behind. Toes tucked under as we rock forwards and back. Making our way to center. Option to send the left leg off the earth, reach the left heel away. And we're really finding this connection to our center here to help keep us nice and stable. So option to keep the right hand down or reach it all the way forwards. Gazing down so our spine and the back of our neck stay long. One more breath here before releasing, hands down, leg down, tabletop, tucking the toes under and circling the hips all the way around behind us and coming all the way forwards, making a really big circle with the body, getting the hips, the side of the ribs, the shoulders, elbows, wrists, feet, everything involved. And then send your circles in the opposite direction. Nice, I really enjoy this. Although we're getting some great exercise, we're also just moving in a way that makes our mind and our body feel great. Nice, all the way back to center when you're ready. Walk the knees behind you and rock the weight forwards, elbows micro bending, shoulders over the wrists, taking it steady as we come down to the ground, releasing our thighs, hips, chest and chin down. Taking the feet about as wide as our mat and floating our forearms onto the ground, our elbows beneath our shoulders, and as we press down into our forearms and our palms, we'll allow this to help lift our heart space forward, finding extension through our spine, lovely long neck in our Sphinx pose. So we're strengthening and finding some length in our front body and back body. So breathe in here. One more full breath. Exhaling to release. Walk the hands a little bit further back. As we press up, we'll make our way into a child's pose. Knees float wide, big toes come to touch. We sit the hips on the heels and come down to the ground. Allow yourself to completely soften here, and if there's any space between your forehead and the ground or your hips and heels, then can we use our at-home props to bridge the gap and help to support us in our practice. Nice. Pressing down into the ground to lightly make your way all the way up and back into our comfortable seat. So take what support you need. When you arrive there, come back to find our lovely long spine, shoulders relaxed, and rest in the palms where they feel most comfortable. Thanking ourselves so much for taking this precious time to practice. And taking a little bit of time here just to think of something right now that we are grateful for. It can be absolutely anything at all. What do you personally feel grateful for in this moment? If you can think of more than one, awesome, go for that. You can say these things out loud. Say, I am grateful for. And you can say them in your head. You can whisper them, you can shout them. It can be anything as simple as, I am grateful for the air in my lungs. And then everybody coming to meet with the palms together at the heart. You are amazing, and don't forget it. Sending love from my heart to yours. Namaste.